All right, so this is a really good question as far as like how many listings, how many Etsy listings to put up. There is a lot of confusion surrounding this. So I want to address it today because I thought this was a really good question. One of my Etsy Games VIP members actually posted this in our community. So I'm going to answer this in detail. And if you want to check out the community, you can hop over to Etsy Games VIP. There's a link below. I help you out with your SEO, accountability, stay motivated. Right now, I'm doing the Etsy Ultimate Etsy Traffic Challenge, which this is awesome. You get access to this app. You get access to all the challenge trainings. You can go in here and see your daily tasks, track your daily tasks. You get access to all of this stuff to be able to grow your Etsy shop as well as this amazing community. So you can join for as little as $2. $2 a month, which is crazy. So check it out. It's really, really awesome. It is totally worth it. So back to the question at hand. Would love to hear how many times a week do you post a listing? Which days and times are best? Does one posting a day make sense? The Etsy algorithm is challenging. Then add in hundreds of people on YouTube telling you different things, different ideas. Who do you listen to? Yeah, there's a lot of people that say a lot of different things, right? And the number matters. The number of listings does matter. There is a correlation between the number of listings that you have and sales, but it's not a direct correlation, meaning that if you add 100 listings, if you go from zero, or let's say you go from 100 listings to 200 listings, that's a 100% increase. Does that mean you're going to go have a 100% increase in sales? Absolutely not. I have tried this specifically. So there is a correlation. It's not a direct correlation because there are a lot of factors at play. And the reason why you have to be careful with just going after a number is because it's going to be a lot of extra work with very little reward if you're not being strategic with how you're doing this. So I always tell people that a good range is 2 to 5 listings per week. Not necessarily daily, not 20 listings a day, not 10 listings a day. You see people that are like, hey, do 10 listings a day or do as many listings a day as possible. Well, there's a law of diminishing returns because sooner or later, you're going to get to the point where you're not going to be able to add quality listings. So we want to focus on quality. That's why I say 2 to 5. If you have handmade stuff, there's no way you're going to be able to really do more than that because you got to make the items, take the pictures, do the listings, do the keyword research, which is not practical, or at least not practical to do quality listings. Even if you're doing POD and you have mockups and all that stuff, how much quality can you really put out there if you're doing 10 listings a day? It's going to be really hard to put out a lot of quality listings. I'm not saying it's not possible, especially if you're doing this full time, but for most people, they're not doing it full time. So I like to set a standard where it is possible and plausible for you to be able to grow consistently where it makes sense strategically. So 2 to 5 a week is a good time frame. But the number, well, we have to kind of parse down the number. So say your goal is to get to like 100 listings or 200 listings, whatever. That's a good goal to have, but we want to be strategic with how we're getting there. So we don't want to wake up one day and do 40 listings, the next day do 20 listings. The reason being is we want to have that slow and steady release of listings. So the listings should kind of be like an upward trend of like this. It should not be this. You know what I mean? Because when you have this slow release of listings, you're doing a couple here, couple here, couple here, we can kind of start to look back over time and see, we look at the listing stats and see, okay, this listing's starting to get traffic, or this listing's selling, this listing's not selling. So you can start to look back and see how the performance is going and use that to your advantage going forward. Whereas if we wake up one day and we do 40 listings, okay, well, it's going to take us a while to see if any of those are performing. And then we have that kind of dead zone where we're not releasing anything. So it's better to be more consistent because every time you release something, the algorithm picks it up. It keeps your shop fresh. It keeps, it keeps the momentum going. So you're not having those ebbs and flows. So we want to have that slow progression because you put in all the work to do 40, chances are most of them aren't going to perform really well, especially if they're rushed. I would much rather do the 2 to 5 listings a week and then start to look back over time and see, okay, it's been 2-3 weeks. I look back to the listings I did week 1, maybe you get 1 or 2 sales. Well, that tells us we can then use that to our advantage. So we can look back over time and see, okay, we have these 5 listings that we did a couple of weeks ago. All right, maybe this one sells, and probably the rest aren't gonna do decent, that because there's a Pareto principle, 80-20, about 20% of your listings will bring in about 80% of your revenue. So we want to focus and leverage those 20% over time. So this listing, okay, maybe we found a winner, maybe it's getting traffic, maybe it got a sale. So now we see that now for this week, because we have these breadcrumbs, we are going to do something similar. So say this is a baseball shirt for moms, for their sons or something like that, and that's sold. Okay, maybe we can use that for advantage. Instead of doing random listings, maybe we do another baseball shirt with like another different saying on it for moms. Or maybe we do a softball shirt for moms. Or maybe we do some other sport for moms. Or maybe we do a baseball shirt for dads. And we build out a couple of listings based on that, based on what we know is working, right? And then maybe out of those listings, we'll get a sale, right? And then probably the rest, won't do well. And then as we look back on this, then we're going to see, okay, maybe we decided to do a baseball shirt for dads, right? So then maybe we are like, okay, this is doing well. Maybe we'll do a baseball shirt for grandparents. Or maybe, again, we'll do different sports and we'll build out that. It's targeting similar niches, kind of a different product line. This is the progression that we should be following. And this is why we want to do this slow and steady. As these 40, you know what I mean? We did not do anything since the 40. Maybe we will find one that sells, but it's going to take a lot of time because we did all 40 at once. And then maybe these that we didn't have time. None of these sold yet. So we did another batch of 40 here based on just random ideas that we had. And so it's going to take time. Maybe only one of these will sell. When in the meantime, we could have been doing this strategy where we find this winner, we get this winner, we get a couple more winners. And then instead of these 80 listings with only 1 or 2 sales, by the time we get to 80 listings here, we're basing it on things that are already selling and already performing well. And we can have way more sales because we're using those breadcrumbs to our advantage, right? Over time. So that's why the slow, steady, consistent progression usually works. And that is how I like to look at it. And keep in mind too, 2 to 5 listings doesn't always have to be brand new products, right? This can be listings similar to what is sold, right? So that's one idea. This can be listings similar to fill out our product lines, because we should have product lines. So you should be building out your different product lines. So say your niche, say your niche is, so you say your niche is like funny sports clothing or something like that, because that's kind of what I was talking about before. Then maybe you can do funny sports clothing for baseball or for moms in baseball, softball, moms, dads, softball, basketball. So these are like your product lines, right? And so we're paying attention to what is starting to work in our listing strategy, but we're also paying attention to our product lines. So we're building these out, because if we have a clear vision, like these are our sub niches, these are our paths to follow, and this is kind of be our roadmap, our guide. Whereas the alternative is just doing random stuff, which you see a lot. You have one listing for this, one listing for that. Those aren't product lines, so the algorithm has no idea who you're trying to target. So if you have one baseball shirt for a mom, right, and then you have a funny wine shirt, funny travel shirt, funny like airport shirt, Christmas shirt, it's kind of all over the place. Whereas this shop has funny baseball shirt product line, the algorithm's going to look at your one listing and then see that this shop is really catering to that niche. So most of the traffic is going to be sent to this shop because the algorithm's goal is to send traffic to a place that they have the highest probability of buying. So it can make Etsy money mostly, but the store owner can get their piece of pie too, because they're really curating that for that target audience. So that's why product lines are important, to get a lot of that traffic for one. Also within the product line, again, just like releasing listings consistently, you're going to find some winners within that product line, and you're going to use those winners to continue to build out your product line, to grow your number of listings, but also grow the 20%. You know what I mean? If you have 10 listings, 20% is 2. If you have 100 listings, 20% is 20, right? So you're growing that 20%. You're growing your sales potential if you're doing it strategically. So those are the ways that you can kind of add listings, based on bestsellers, based on your product line. You can do bundle and set listings to increase your listings. You can do A/B test listings to kind of test what works as far as test SEO, test the first picture. So those are all the different ways that you can get out actual listings that are brand new, and some of them are combinations, bundle and set. Some of them are A/B tested listings. So it's not always brand new stuff where you have to start from scratch and completely build out the whole new listing. So that's how I would do it. Hopefully that makes sense. Also, as far as the time, what days and times, I don't think that matters as much. Obviously, if you want to take advantage of the full day, you can post earlier in the day, but at some point it's going to be picked up in the algorithm anyways. So it's not like social media. I don't think it's as important to post it at a specific time. You focus more on the quality of listing, the SEO, and that should take care of itself, along with this strategy that I talked about. That'll take care of the times, and the weeks are really going to be kind of irrelevant. Now, days and times, or more so days, the focus that really matters is like with seasonal stuff, like Christmas, Halloween. That matters. You don't want to post your stuff too late. Post it a couple of months before the traffic is about to come, so it gets categorized, indexed, and you're ready to go. And then by the time the traffic hits, your listing's already up, and you can take advantage of the full traffic potential. So that's where kind of the days and timing matters. Outside of just normally posting stuff, I don't think it matters too much. So hopefully that helps you guys out and answer some questions as far as posting, gives you an actual real strategy to follow that actually works. So that's it for today. Again, if you guys want to join the community, there's a link below. I'd love to see you guys in there. I'd love to help you with more strategies like this. It's just a fun, cool place to hang out. We do group coaching calls, do one-on-one calls. So come and join us. Let me blow you away with value. That's it for today. I'll be back soon with some more good stuff. Have an amazing rest of your day.